Thank you for joining me. I want to have a little chat about dementia in its many forms and being a helper, a supporter, a carer for somebody who has dementia. And I have to say that my father had dementia along with his two sisters. So looking at it genetically, I'm not sure where that puts me. I shall battle on and not let myself, I've just been looking for my selfie stick, I'd put it down somewhere, and not going down the road of, it's starting, Mrs. No, don't do that. But it is hard. I found that supporting my father, it was emotionally but also physically draining. I wanted him to come and live with me, but he didn't want to. He wanted to stay in his own home, which I perfectly understood. And so I would drive from work to my father's once a week and then back home and get on with my report writing. And I phone him virtually every day. But the meetings were from the sublime to the ridiculous, depending on where he was that day. On a good day, we could chuckle and talk about his time in the army and some of his funny stories that I'd heard and heard and heard, but it was good to hear them again and to be able to see him genuinely enjoying the telling. But on other occasions, it was so draining that I had to fight back the tears when I got out to my car. I found the most difficult time was when he was beginning to realize that he had a problem, and we never got to the what I would call the full-blown stage, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately. That sounds a horrible thing to say. In the night he had a heart attack, and so his Alzheimer's, his dementia didn't progress. What a stupid thing to say. But when he was realizing, he would be blaming me and saying that I'd done this, I'd done that, and writing me a very legalistic letter. I mean, he was in business for years, so those flowed readily for him. And then he would be sitting there demanding that I gave him back things that I hadn't got. And I would try patiently to divert him, but no, he was man on a mission. But then he would suddenly realize, and he'd say, it's all in my mind, isn't it? Oh God, I wish I preferred him castigating me than him having that realization. It was so sad. But with one of my aunties, we had some giggles. I was her turn-to person, and she would phone me. She had obviously in her phone my landline and my mobile number. So she would try one, leave a message. Denise, are you there, Denise? No, right, I will phone you on your other phone. And phone me on my other phone she did. And you can bet that it would be when I was somewhere that it wasn't really a good place to talk. But I would never say don't. I would wend my way to a quiet corner. And one of these times that leaps to mind was in John Lewis store. I was with a friend and we were being very silly and girly and trying on the biggest hats as if we were off to a grand wedding or Ascot or something. and having a good old giggle. Phone rang. My friend said, I'll leave you to it, it'll be your auntie. I said, yes, okay. So I sort of went into a corner in the hat bit and had a chat with my auntie and talked through what her problem was at the time. Then we had a giggle. I always try to end on a giggle. And I said, you know, love you lots, bye-bye. And off I went to find my friend. And it was only when I found her that I realised I'd still got one of those big hats on. It's a wonder that there wasn't a sales assistant trailing me and demanding that I paid what must have been an extortionate amount for this grand piece of headwear. It was big. But you've got to laugh. Laughter makes the world go round. And being a carer is hard. But if you can have a chuckle, so long as it's laughing with somebody, not at somebody, then do that. Also, make sure that you've got coping mechanisms of your own so that you can get some you time. That is so important. On that note, and I can see myself wandering around in that great big stupid hat. Thank you for joining me. And if you are a carer or a friend with someone who is struggling, take care. Take care of them and be kind to you and to them. Bye for now. Bye.